YouTube. What's going on this morning? What's going on this morning, YouTube? I hope everybody had a lovely and safe weekend, man. And welcome back to another edition of Rebuke All Devils Radio, where we try to rebuke devils on a daily basis, right? And this right here, this devil right here, she's one of the nastiest devils I think I've covered this year. I mean, she really takes the top prize for this. Check this out. Former Arby's manager accused of infecting customer with herpes after intentionally and deliberately spitting on food. I thought they were mad at me because it was about to close. Jennica Church said of the incident. Shout out to Angel for bringing us this story. And this is this nasty devil that done that. This devil's name is Amanda Hendricks, former Oklahoma Arby's manager. So it sounds like she lost her job for that. And you know the scary part about that is a lot of us eat out all the time or have eaten out before. And to think that somebody would do something like this to your food that you trusting them to make, that you paying for, it's just it's unfended. I mean, I don't know, man. It shouldn't happen. You can't imagine it. I don't know. But let's check this out. An Oklahoma woman and her family have filed a lawsuit against Arby's after a former manager allegedly spat in her food, infecting the customer with oral herpes. In a civil complaint obtained by People, Jennica Church alleged that in late March she went through the drive-through line at a Arby's in Broken Bow after a long night of working to get a meal for herself and her family. It was taking a little bit of time, Church told KJRH in an interview published on Friday, June 19th. I thought they were mad at me because it was about to close. Amanda Hendricks, 38, was the manager on duty at the time, and the two women knew each other and had a history, but it was nothing major, she told the outlet. Hendricks was responsible for preparing food orders, the complaint alleges. Hendricks intentionally and deliberately spit on the meat or sandwich components while preparing plaintiff Jennica Church's order, the lawsuit alleges. At the time, defendant Hendricks spit on the food. She knew she had herpes simplex virus type 1, HSV 1, commonly known as oral herpes. The lawsuit claims that the former manager had an active herpes outbreak with visible lesions when she allegedly spat on the food and that she knew that the virus could be transmitted through her saliva. After receiving her order, Church claims that she took the food home to her husband, father, and grandmother, the latter who was on hospice care and in a vulnerable medical condition per the complaint. Church's complaint also says she shared the food with her husband and their children. Soon after, Church said she noticed flare-ups on her mouth and that she had never experienced before, and eventually went to see a doctor and tested positive for HSV1, the lawsuit said. Church connected her herpes to Hendricks because they live in a small town, and she claimed that Hendricks had been bragging to others about spitting in the food. Surveillance video from the restaurant shows Hendricks preparing food, spitting on meat or sandwich components, and placing the contaminated food on the sandwiches per the lawsuit. When confronted with the information, the lawsuit alleges staff at Arby's attempted to cover up the truth about the footage and tried to pressure Church's family into accepting free sandwiches as compensation for the incident. So they want you to accept some free sandwiches from a restaurant that when you bought the sandwiches, they employees spit on them or the components and gave you herpes. They want you to accept some free sandwiches from them. You can't even make this up, man. Church's grandmother-in-law was offered the insulting sum of $5 as compensation for the contamination of food that resulted in a permanent, incurable viral infection, the complaint claims. So they had 5 on it, right? After their employee gave you something that's what? Incurable, right? The family has suffered severe emotional distress and anxiety as a result and said it has changed the way they can interact with one another. I see what it's doing to my grandchildren, my son, my husband. Church's grandmother-in-law told the news station, I don't want to kiss my husband. He ate the food. Because he hasn't had an outbreak doesn't mean he doesn't have it. The family's attorney, Will Blocker, condemned the staff who were present that evening at Arby's in Broken Bow, claiming they knew what happened and remained silent. They let it go all the way out the door, and my client now has a communicable disease, he told KJRH. That has to be a culture deeper than Arby's in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. Maybe it's Flynn's restaurant group and all 300 stores they own. I don't know, but we are going to find out. The church family is suing for compensatory damages, including but not limited to medical expenses and physical pain and suffering. Hendricks was charged with felony possession. No, I don't have my glasses. Hendricks was charged with felony poisoning of food with intent to injure, according to the news outlet, citing an affidavit. It was not immediately clear if Hendricks is represented by an attorney. People reached out to Arby's for comment, but did not immediately receive a response. Woo! Man, I cannot believe an employee, a manager, would be so nasty to do something like that. Yeah, it just let you know that you can't even trust nobody, man. And that's why I try not to eat out, man. I really do because of nasty incidents like this. Even when I travel, man, sometimes I just make me some sandwiches, some snacks or whatever to get me to where I'm going. And it's a nasty world out there. I'm not saying that all restaurants do it, but this particular restaurant in Broken Bow, Oklahoma, this Arby's, they manager, Nasty Nikki, you know what I'm saying? AKA Herpes Holly. Spit on somebody's food, man. And those people will never be able to get rid of that disease that she gave them. Man, you talking about friends with benefits, huh? What do y'all think about this, YouTube? Drop them comments down below, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.